So your team looked into the crystal ball this week, of sorts. What are the biggest things to look out for?
Okay, there is no specific biggest things per se, because what that is presented in this list are some of the significant items or things that is going to happen in the next decade, which is 2020 to 2030.
Okay.
So the list mainly, it can be segmented into a few things. So the first one will be infrastructure growth, which we are talking about WCE, which is West Coast Expressway. And then there is the few railways that was kind of suspended, like MRT3 and HSR.
Okay.
And then of course there is also, we look into trends. So trends such as co-living, co-working, and then there is also transit-oriented developments, which is getting more and more popular these days.
Okay.
And then there is also the technology-centered developments such as smart cities, smart homes, and then there is the major developments to look forward to, such as Kuala Damansara, TRX, Tun Razak City, and all that. Yeah, Bandar Malaysia, which is, I don't know what's going to happen next. So these are the things that we are looking into in the next 10 years. So when you ask me whether which one is more important, there isn't any, because all of these are also equally important, and it's something that we can anticipate in the future. Yeah.
Speaking of trends, right, one of the things that I found quite interesting in your story is that we'll be seeing more and more minimalist properties, which is the opposite of what most developers these days are doing, because they like to boast about luxury. So why the change of course?
Okay, so this one specific consultant, when we spoke to him, he raised up that in the future more and more developers will look into minimalistic properties, not in the form of interior minimalistic, but more in the form of the whole development, what they provide for the people. So what he's talking about are facilities. So right now there are a lot of facilities, a lot of developments that talk about, we have 40 facilities, 50 facilities, 60 facilities, and some of them, you might not even use it at all. So what this consultant is proposing is that, in the future, maybe, probably, most likely, we can see developments that has lesser but better quality facilities, such as the electric charging vehicle stations. And then he said that we can do away with a lot of those extra facilities such as koi ponds or beach swimming pool, man-made beach swimming pool, something like that. But instead keep it minimal but relevant to what the market needs right now. So that's what he meant.
So looking at your whole story, right, again, not surprising, affordability still tops the list. What exactly did the people that you spoke to, propose?
Okay, they didn't really touch on affordability, though affordability was mentioned again. But what they are more focusing on this time is the overhang situation. So as the new government changes, the change of government, so there are new housing policies and measures, to deal with this overhang situation. So HOC is one of the things that they came up with. So, but then a consultant did mention that, the government need to have more policies for a longer term effect. So there are still a lot of unclear policies and a lot of blurred situations. I guess you can say that. Yeah. So he said we need to have more clearer policies so that we can deal with this issue, because this is something that is very it's hanging over our heads right now, this overhang situation. So if this is not solved, it could create more problems. So yeah, that's what he was trying to say.
So it's the start of a new decade, right? Has the property sector bottomed out?
Okay, so in our story, this main story, we didn't really ask them about this question, but in a separate story, we did a poll with the local consultants, and there are kind of mixed reviews.
Okay.
Yeah, so mainly there's a lot of wait and see situation.
Okay.
Because again, there's a change of government, and there's new housing policies and all that. So a lot of them did say that the HOC is something that they wish it will continue. They wouldn't say it's totally bottom out, but
Okay.
there's mixed reviews. Some would say that it's bottoming out. Some would say it's not. Some is optimistic. Some is not. So it really there's no really concrete.
Like what you say, wait and see.
Yeah, there's no concrete answer to this.
For more on the stories, pick up a copy of The Age Weekly at all good newsstands.